And hello, welcome back to Kuroguru Studios Remnant Lunar Archon Session 58. How you doing? I'm tired.
Aw.
Lots of school. But c'est la vie. I'm alive. I got the things done I needed today. Hopefully the same is said for the rest of them. We're missing a Jack for the night. He's got some stuff going on. That's okay. That means I get to roll a d4 here in a second. And who gave the last time? I think the last time was it Maury?
I thought it was John.
Was it John? It might have been John. Well, anyway. Maury gave it the time before that. I'll give Maury a break. Hey!
I think it went me, Maury, and then John.
Well, in that case, it works out, because, Jocelyn, what happened last time?
Oh my gosh. I have a mouthful of fries.
Haha, that was your mistake. That was his steak.
What happened last time? Well, let's see. Goran almost died.
That's what
We killed the dude. Goran almost died. The party was split, and we were fighting bandits. I'm going backwards.
It happens.
So we got split up, and so we didn't realize that our two parts were fighting the boss, and so they got really, really wounded, and they got really tight, and was really scared, and it was like, there are two chances for Goran to die, and he would have died. But Thicket got set on fire, Doug got set on fire, we killed all the bandits, because we were breaking up the bandits, and we let the brothers go, and the 17-year-old go. We told them to get better jobs. And before that, we were fighting the displacer beasts. And before that, we set a trap for the bandits. And before that, we were in the city, and they staged a falling out so that they could go chase the bandits, and set a trap for the bandits. And also, Lady Grace Lavania?
Yes.
Lavania. Okay. She hired Gambit to do a job, and they had talked about it. And it's going to be on Friday when Garand has a big performance, or when Lavania is doing a party that Garand is going to be singing at. How was that? Was that good? Did I miss anything?
It was accurate. You did a good job. I think that you actually got a lot more than just, what was going on last session. You got kind of the recap of the current existence.
The current arc.
Yeah, pretty much. I shared the thing. Yes, that's a black dragon.
Jackie, how you
He's just
grown?
a little guy.
It's just a big guy. So the reason I wanted to is to kind of show off. Fantasy Grounds is weird. But their new update includes an isometric view, which is neat. For some reason, the dragon is smaller on like the player side isometric view. I don't know if that's just because of the size of the other screen, because I have one screen that's much bigger than the other one. But c'est la vie.
I like that I'm tanking this also.
But if you have the image, if you press the view mode toggle to camera, you can actually view it in isometric, which I won't be doing very much, but I may do occasionally from the player side for stream to give a different point of view on combat, as well as to show the relative size of creatures, because that's a bit closer. It's not even fully accurate, but that's a bit closer to how tall a dragon is compared to you guys.
Where's the isometric?
So on the top row, on like the left section, there's the view mode toggle camera.
Oh, okay.
For the image that you can.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know. Yeah, it gives a bit better of a view. I don't even know if you're looking at if it's showing up correctly for y'all.
Yeah.
I can shift it. That's how it came out. I think this is how it came out base for me, but for some reason it's showing on stream. It's making him look quite tiny. Actually,
That's
closer to this.
It's a big boy.
If
That's
I
awesome.
adjusted on mine to look on stream like it does on mine original, it's pretty big, which I like. And you know, maybe I'll even make some see-through
wormling.
token, 3D-esque tokens like this, because apparently, I guess that's a thing for NPCs now, is that they can have two different tokens, being a 3D model and a regular model.
That's awesome.
A camera one and a flat token, which is neat. So maybe I'll do a little bit of that with some like rim and stuff to help show off a little bit of the size difference.
Show us how tall a Navo is.
Oh, a Navo? A Navo. Where are you? Let's see. So this isn't like a trimmed version like the dragon has, but I could still place him down and at least give a little bit of a size comparison. Donk.
What's neat is the little health bar is on the side.
Yeah, it does give you the little health bar on the side. And dang, man, the isometric view is bugged, to say the least. At least it is on my other side, but also there's a very new. Maybe if I do that. Maybe if I bonk. No.
Bonk bonk.
Because like a Navo is the right size. On my view, or on both views, but the dragon is not. I'm gonna throw down another dragon. Let's go with an ancient black dragon this time. Presumably we'll have like the same picture, but be even bigger. No, yeah, even on the player side, he looks so much smaller than he does on my DM side. I don't know why, but he does, and it's not coming out right. But that's okay. That just happened. There we go. That'll be all right. I'm not too worried. But maybe sometimes I'll throw it down there, give a different perspective. Thought it'd be a neat thing to go ahead and point out. Let the audience know, but I'll go ahead and remove them. Yes, the Navo is about twice as tall as you guys. He is a regular large creature.
Nice.
I also need to change the audio. Do. As we are beginning a long rest. So, let's see what the thing was, because y'all just established new long rest. So Gambit's up first. Gambit, is there anything you're going to do over the first 2 hours of the long rest?
Gambit was AFK, but could hear. Or so
Wait,
she said.
I think we said he was gonna count the money
Okay. Doug is going
and
to
divide it up.
something probably. Look around, keep a watch out. That's gonna also depend on the time. Oh, Jocelyn, you just disconnected. Is everything okay with your computer? Who knows?
It's probably the screensaver went off.
I'll also ask.
I'm in my car.
I'm in
I'm
my
in my
mom's
car.
Vroom vroom.
Get out!
Chris,
Get out my car!
could you open up stream and mute Discord for a second? Just check if the music audio is coming through right. I noticed on the previous recording it was very bugged out. So I'm gonna try and fix that a little bit, smooth it out. However, it is also going to be Oh, wait, I was checking the time. There we go. It's at that point. Alright, yeah. What is not Doug, Garand going to do during the long rest, if anything? During his watch.
I'm not hearing sound from the other. I heard it. I have it like very low on Discord.
Okay.
Oh, now it's coming through.
Coming through smooth?
Yep.
Okay, good. God willing, it'll get the recording smoothly as well, because it did not last time. What is Garan going to do during the long rest?
Okay, so mine was the second with Jackie?
Third.
Okay. I'm probably gonna write down a list of all the things I need to talk to John about over breakfast.
Alright, roll a perception check.
Okay. Hooray, I'm terrible. But Jackie gets one too, right?
Yes, she does.
Sniff, sniff, sniff. Hey, look at that. That's perfect.
Can you access her sheet?
How do I do that? NPC?
I think I tried to
There
just
it is.
give it to you. There you go. I don't know if you can save that if you want to drag that somewhere onto your.
I just got a
links at
compile
the
log
bottom.
thing. I don't know what that was, but all right. Anyway.
That's one of the bugs I get
perception.
when I open things, so don't worry about it.
Okay. 12. That's not terrible.
At one point, while you are rather distractedly writing things down.
Oh wait, could she hear or smell it? Is it hearing or smelling?
She is kind of looking upward, her ears perked. Seems to be
All right, so
hearing.
let me roll one more time, I guess, because she has it for that.
She does already seem to hear it. She definitely hears it now, though.
Okay.
As she is kind of growling and looking toward the roof.
Okay. I kind of kept follow where she's looking. What is it, girl?
Now, looking at the roof, you see a roof. But as you listen for a moment, you begin to hear
Really?
what she hears, which is a very loud of these. It sounds like beating of wings of immense size.
Okay. I will try to stealth and see if I can peer just outside to see if I can see what it is. I guess.
You gently open the door. Make a stealth check. Alright, that's pretty good. Good enough. Okay, there we go. That's what that button is. As you look outside, you hear this sound coming closer. It appears to be coming from the north currently. And as it gets closer, it gets very loud as you see maybe 100, 200 feet above the edge of the tree, above the top of the trees, where you can also see from the top of the trees, there are great clouds coming in. It looks like it's going to rain today. However, you see a humongous bird-like creature. Enormous wings, easily the size of not the size of an airplane, actually, is a pretty good way to put it. It is enormous.
Oh wow, okay.
These long, massive tail feathers, these immense claws that could easily, unfurled, could reach from the top to bottom of someone. On its head, a large white bone mask and 4 glowing eyes that you can only kind of see as it turns its head a little bit, as it's almost like spying along the ground. As you see this creature.
Oh, awesome. It's like a raven. That's neat. But it's huge, but
as
still, that's
this
awesome.
huge grim flies overhead quite fast, passes over where you are. A rush of wind coming down on the camp as you actually hear a few different pieces of wood and things fall over from the force of the wings, even from this distance.
Well, yeah, I mean, one thing was almost already completely destroyed anyway.
True.
All right, but it just passes by.
It does pass by.
Okay, well, I'm not going to disturb everybody because I'm not going to wake everybody up to like try to chase after this thing to kill it. I will hope that we get another chance to take it on someday, but I don't think today's that day. So I'll just
That's
tell
a
everybody
fair
in the morning.
point.
Can I spend the rest of my time trying to like draw it? Like I can do like a dex or something or some kind of check to try to draw it.
Yeah. Make a. What would that be? I guess sleight of hand would
I'm
be the
pretty sure it's
closest.
performance. I'm pretty sure it's performance. Like I'm like 100% sure it's performance, but maybe it's something else.
I mean, you want to, but I feel like it would apply to a tool specific thing. So just make
That's
a
fine.
straight dex check.
Okay. Well, yes, you're obviously right. I definitely wanted it to be performance.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't hide that fact very well.
I wasn't trying to. All right.
It looks
All
like
right, hold on. I'm gonna draw a really crappy version. Hold on.
Yep, go ahead and do that. Fortunately, because your roll was good and its roll was not, you do not hear it come back.
All right.
As you're, presumably, assuming you're ending your watch, you will wake up Thicket and John, who will take the last watch. As yours was at the beginning of morning, at the end of twilight. At the beginning of twilight was when you saw that. Very deep into the night, as it has now begun to rain, as Thicket and John would both wake up, would both presumably be awoken by you and take their watch. Thicket and John, what would you two like to do during your watch?
Well, for one thing, I'm gonna keep an eye out, obviously. But I also want to have a conversation with John.
Okie doke.
So,
I posted it.
whip picture first. Love it.
Oh.
That's amazing.
I rolled a 1, so it's like that's like my natural art ability right there. So.
Caw.
Macaw. Anyways.
You're welcome.
So, John, how you doing? You looked
alright, I
pretty
guess.
shaken up earlier.
It may have been. Just a little bit.
Are you good now?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
That was a scary fight. Yeah.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Remind me what reason you said you wanted to travel with us again.
I needed some difference in my life here. I don't know. My life is kind of boring.
Well, it's definitely not boring now.
You don't have to say that again.
Are you sure you still want to travel with us?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some things in my past that's kind of resurfaced a little bit. But yeah, I think I can move on from this and, get over it.
Okay. It wasn't on purpose, right? Trying to, or the whole thing with the building almost collapsing?
Well, of course, I didn't try to collapse it.
Can I do insight check?
That's a question for John or Sam. Other than player mode, anything you try to roll is if he wants to roll a persuasion or deception into the tower and me tell him how it goes, or if he wants you to roll a thing and then him decide if it's high enough, that's up to y'all too.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't trying. I don't know. I rolled a persuasion to the tower. It doesn't even tell me what it is. That's kind of
It's
annoying.
very helpful for me though. It's very fun when I want people to roll things and not know what they are, but I just sent you a message of what it is.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do I roll anything?
Are you trying to insight?
Yes.
And I don't know, Sam, should he roll? Should roll insight?
Sure. Yeah.
Roll insight.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
Cool. All right. Well. Yeah, I feel like this was a good learning opportunity thing.
For
Just
sure,
with like
for sure. It's been a while since I've
getting
been in
a
a
feel
fight.
for like what things are probably going to be like in the future, because it's a bit dangerous sometimes.
Fair.
I want to make sure
I've
you're
encountered
aware of how dangerous it can be.
I've encountered dangerous in the past. It's been a while. Reliving a couple things. I think I'm over it.
All right. Beckett offers his paw for a handshake.
Sure, I'll take his paw.
Do I roll perception for keeping a lookout?
Yes, roll perception into the tower. So, you know, it occurred to me that's actually a great thing to use this for. Same thing with you, John.
Yep.
Now I can't see how badly
Did
Thicket roll.
Ah, yes, how badly Thicket
Did-
roll perception.
Doesn't Thicket
Did
have
I
a
miss
decent bonus to that?
rolling for
Hey, the +8 perception means nothing when I consistently roll under 10.
You know, it's a fair point. You did roll under 6, so... It's still good by anyone else's standards. What was that, Jocelyn?
Did I miss my roll for perception?
Technically yes, but I wasn't going to have you roll one, so also no.
Okay.
Oh, also, hello future me. It's Tuesday the 23rd of May, year 417, post-schism, 7 a.m.
I was gonna
That
ask
right?
in the morning.
What was the day again?
No, that's
Sorry?
wrong. It's
Ugh.
it's
You got it wrong.
Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Wednesday, the 24th of May, year 417, post-schism. It is 6 a.m.
How many days until the merchants leave?
The merchants said they were going to leave Sunday, so 4 full days, not including today. Or I guess 4 full days including today, because they're leaving the morning of the 28th. And fun fact, the election in Nashir, the official election day is the 31st. So, that's a thing. The thing y'all organized will finish occurring then. Or, well, didn't really organize. The thing you told someone else to do, and then left, is gonna finish then.
The power vacuum we opened.
And yeah, that's gonna finish up
was-
then.
Well, it wasn't more like we told them to do it. It was like, this would be a good idea.
John,
It's fine. If they muck it up, we'll just go back and fix it again.
you will notice a very large bird in the far distance, flying from south to north, way off in your east. So to your left, facing out from the door. Flying north, a very large bird. You also swear you see a... It's wild. You think you see a green raven for a second, but then you look again and it's gone.
Hey, Thicket, look at that bird over there.
Huh? What?
Takes Thicket a second to find it, but you also see the large bird flying north.
Ooh, that's big.
It's pretty far off. Hard to tell how far away it is. You do see it flying north. Is there anything either of you would like to accomplish over your long rest?
I would say Thicket wants to what's the word? Use the what spell is it? Plant growth to attach the pearl of power to his staff, but he ended the night with no spell slots. So
Yeah, that'll do it. Done that. The sun rises. The 24th of May, and the moon, which you can't see, is a morning crescent. Is on its way out. You're going to have a new moon, so no vision of the moon come the election day. And everyone would eventually find themselves waking up for whatever you wanted to do with your morning. Whatever your plans are. You have a cart that is out, kind of uncovered, in the mud. I don't remember if... Did y'all leave the portable hole there open?
surely
They just
Thicket
brought
went and
the-
grabbed
Where?
it.
Outside the gate?
Yeah. I'm gonna say you probably, at least one of you would have taken the portable hole with you.
I mean, we
Yeah.
walked past it several
Well, there
times.
was a moment
so...
that Doug went to go get Jackie.
That's
so
true.
we
So
could
probably
say
would have
that
been
when
then. Would have been then. But the wagon is still out there at this point, wet with the various barrels and things, which are, of course, all empty, also being wet. But if you want to abandon the cart, you can, or you can take it back, whatever you decide. What would the party like to do?
weren't we renting it?
Yeah, no, we're going to take it back, and I mean, plus we got to get whatever these other items that are part of all this money that we've got. But I think we need to have some breakfast, and I really need to talk with John.
Okay. I need to talk with you.
What did I do?
Just because she wants to talk with you means you did
Wow.
something?
Pretty-
You don't know Gambit and I's relationship. Look, all right, we both know that.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Don't you
We'll
go
talk
anywhere,
about it.
John.
I won't go too far. Do they have
And,
a kitchen in the camp?
Yes.
I'm gonna go over there and try to scrounge up some food. Not that I need it, but
You head over to the kitchen/alchemy laboratory with some jars that are more questionable and others that are more realistically food.
I don't need food regardless, but why not?
Don't you need to eat food?
I do not need to eat.
Really?
But no one knows that, so
thought it was just
He's
that you
really a
didn't-
warforged.
I thought
Oh
it
my
was just that
gosh.
you didn't have to breathe.
Huh? No, I don't need anything.
He's
What?
really a warforged, or he's undead, or both. He's an undead robot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I gave you that feature. Okay. I forgot that was part of the thing.
Yeah.
Continue. You also don't have to breathe, but you don't have to eat either.
That's good though. Like with things like Cloud Kill, you can cast Cloud Kill Sin on yourself while you're surrounded by enemies.
Oh yeah, I got like
Wait.
Stinking Cloud. I can just be in the middle of that and don't even
I
care.
think that only gives you advantage on the save, but it does give you advantage on the save.
You could fuck out.
What, Stinking Cloud?
But I'll double check. Well, y'all have your conversation. I'll look at the clouds.
All right. Well, he's cooking. What's the matter, Gambit?
So, wait, what happened? Everything was fine.
No,
How
absolutely.
did it?
Everything was not fine. No. So, all right, John dimension doored us, which, if you're unfamiliar with the spell, basically will teleport you and whatever you can carry, which can oftentimes include other people. The problem is, the spell does allow for you to do so in such a way that you don't have to know where you're going. You don't have to see it. You just say, I want to go this far away. I want to open that pathway. And it does. It does. You travel, I don't know, the astral realm or something, and then poof, there you are. Now, the problem with this is if you don't know where you're going, this is very dangerous, you see, because as part of the spell, if you end up in something space that is solid, it will then shunt you out of it. And when that happens, it'll cause you to take damage. It'll hurt you greatly. The worst part is, let's say that you go into some rock or thick feet of stone or something. Now that was a wooden palisade, so it's not really the same thing. But you could die. You just outright die. You're stuck, and you're now. So he teleported in there. I thought he saw a way in. So I wouldn't have gone with him if I would have known that. So that's the first problem. Then I saw how dangerous this man was, and I did not want him to get to any of you. So I took it upon myself to kind of, take over of friend's role. The little kobold. I might have tried to do that. Unfortunately,
Don't do that.
Power armor to make that as well as it could have been. Now, it was a decent fight, but he was definitely more combat capable than me. I'm not really the best at anything, I don't think, but I'm pretty good at a lot of things, and so I tried to hold off the line, and I don't know what happened with all of you, but that seemed to take a lot longer than I expected for anyone to come to me. Like, honestly, when I went down, I thought, okay, well, at least I died to buy my friends time. They can either escape or they can, get revenge for me. The whole time, I'm not sure what John was doing, but like he blew up the building while I'm in it, and then he blew it up again while he and I were both in it. I'm not sure how he learned his magic, but he continued to use large area effect spells on the displacer beasts, and they didn't take well to that. It was fine. It was whatever. Okay, didn't bother them at all. And then he continued to do that again here, which I did see out of the corner of my eye while I was stuck in that building that he did manage to take out a few of those lower bandits, which was good. Now, I want to acknowledge good things that are done when they're done, but then he came right back and he blew up the building again. I don't know where he learned what he learned, but it's almost like he needs to relearn it, because like it. I did not. I expected some sort of strategy or tactics from him. Now, I don't know what he was doing before he met us, and I don't know what his situation was or what have you. There's something to be said for loyalty, because he was there with me when I fell. So he was in for it, so that's good. But I mean, a madman that sticks around is not very helpful. And I don't know if he's a madman. I'm trying to, give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm assuming he's not, right? But he really needs to learn how to work on his strategy. That was absolutely bazonkers. Okay, I the number of times that I have nearly died in my life continues to surprise me, but this was the first time that I felt that I didn't have at least some measure of control in the situation. So yeah, I'm very thankful that I don't know, I guess he went to get Thicket, or Thicket came. I'm not really exactly sure how all that played about, but I woke up and Thicket had restored me, and had the fight not taken out so much of me, I wouldn't have necessarily passed out right away. But good grief! I mean, did you see that wound? I mean, this armor is almost
that was crazy. Well, yeah. Well, I would have come a whole lot earlier, but since the bandits we were fighting were not very strong, I just kind of assumed that they were all not strong. If I had known you were literally dying, I would have come. So maybe we also need to work on our own strategy. Because, like, you don't need to be, like thinking that you need to sacrifice yourself when the situation is, like, there needs to be communication that needs to happen. I don't think you should just take on that sacrificial mantle because, bottom line, we want you to survive. So you shouldn't just like throw your life away for us, you know? So maybe we need to find a way where, like, if we can communicate easier between us so that if we get split up and somebody's in danger, we can let each other know so that the others can go help them because, you know, this could happen again, and I don't want it to, because I really had no idea what was happening. So I don't know.
If it helps at all, I did ask during our watch, and it seems he was genuine about not doing it on purpose.
Just for the record, it sounded like Gamba had pulled Garand away, or was it just that y'all sent
I mean, we
John
hadn't.
out of the way?
Once I noticed that John was out of the way. So, like, we're talking privately, but we're not talking, like, secretly.
Okay, so Thicket would have been able to walk in.
If Thicket could yeah.
Okay, continue.
You mean that it wasn't on purpose that he was trying to also collapse it upon me? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, well that's good because like I said, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, so that's good to know that that's the case. I'm all for the idea of more communication in combat. I honestly thought that with as difficult as he was, I did not want to distract any of you and possibly cause wounds for you. So it's not about trying to take on the sacrificial mantle. It's simply that I was willing to do so. So while you were going through maybe an easier fight, so you thought that mine wasn't as difficult, because I was going through such a difficult one, I thought that yours was more challenging. So,
Right.
So again, I'm all for that. You say, even in the case where we are more split up, right? Because it could happen again. Then I don't see the problem with greater communication. Now, shouting, of course, can be its own problems. Because you kind of like let people in on at least some of what you're doing, but that may be sufficient for what we're trying to do. I don't.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was there. Like, it's not that he just like abandoned me. I just don't know. I don't understand his approach. And in the right circumstance, I could see him being very, very efficient with his bombastic spells, but why not give yourself a little bit of versatility? I need to kind of hammer this out with him, and I am all for the idea of greater communication in the future. Hey, this bloke seems particularly challenging. If anyone can come help me, please do. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Or hey, this is really easy. Everybody else doing all right? Something. Either way.
Yeah. I was thinking like a magical solution. So, like, I don't know if there's like, I know that sometimes people talk through stones and stuff like that, or if there's a way that we can build like a psychic connection. So that way distance or like walls or any type of separation can't.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can look.
That's something that we can figure out long term.
Yeah, I mean, when we get back to town, we can ask at the library. She might have something that she'd be willing.
That's true.
Especially, we came and did this, right? Hey, we noticed this was a problem for us in this particular situation. If we come up against it again, we'd like to have this opportunity to resolve that. Do you have anything like that? And so maybe there's something there. So
maybe Maverick will know.
Yeah. I'll get to tell him that he was much better at it than I was.
All right. Well, good talk. I'm glad you didn't die. I would have cried. I would have been very sad.
Yeah, it's really good to be here still because I still have things I want to do. So,
Mhm.
although I'll tell you this: if I were to have passed, I think the one thing that would keep me from returning would be to be reunited with both my mother and father. But if I made it to the other side and only one was there, then I'd come back. I'd want to, help him or her, whichever one would still be remaining. So, but otherwise, no, yeah, you guys are my family also. So,
well, your family to me too. So, I'm glad you didn't die.
it sure was close though. There's a lot of blood, back over that way. If it wasn't for the magical healing and so forth, then would have been on my last song. Plus, Friday. What would you have done about Friday?
Oh, dude, I probably would have run away. I probably would just leave and hope that Lady Grace Lavania doesn't hate me for the rest of her life. She kind of owns my soul right now.
Oh, that's terrifying. We'll have to work that out then.
Yep.
All right, I guess we should go get breakfast. And
yeah.
And it's good to know what you said, Thicket. Still need to know how.
Yeah.
The room.
You haven't talked to him.
You look to where Thicket was, and Thicket is gone.
Thicket has been out drawing in the dirt with his staff.
Oh, my bad. Okay,
correction, drawing in the mud as it has begun to rain.
Good on you, Thicket.
I feel like the type of wisdom that Thicket has is that he finally gets the brain cell like every once in a while.
Very, very accurate to cat energy.
So, like he suddenly knows all the secrets of the universe, but only at certain times, and it's random.
Right, so yeah, I'll head out with Jackie to go to wherever the kitchen area was.
Is it currently raining like inside the camp?
Yeah. There's no roof over it.
Well,
only the things that have walls are actual buildings that have roofs. Everything else is... The rain is not heavy yet. It looks like it's going to get heavier, but it is still fairly light.
Thicket has been sitting by this like cook pot thing and was trying to light a fire with his the cantrip, the fire cat.
It's doing its best. But it's also raining.
It's trying.
Micah, what kind of food would I have found in here?
So you'd actually would have found quite a selection. Largely fresh well, not that fresh. Now that you say that, not even that large of a collection necessarily. You would have found quite a bit. Well, there is some fresh, as well as foraged things, mushrooms, wild onions, garlic. But a lot of it is various dried things, lots of dried meats, canned goods, stuff that you can make food with. Not a lot of prepared anything. Quite a bit of salt and other spices. It doesn't look like they kept a lot of that. They probably sold most of it, but it does look like they kept some of the spices to make food with. But there's a pretty wide variety. There's lots of flowers, or there is lots of flour.
Flowers.
Well, there's no flowers. Well, there actually would be some dried flowers that are in jars. Looks to be used to make tea and similar things. There is straight tea. There is crushed tea leaves in various bags. Basically anything dried that you might be able to find in either a desert or woodland environment is here.
Thicket wants tea.
You're gonna have to. I don't think we can heat water without a fire.
I have fire, and he holds in his palm a tiny little kitten made of fire.
It's like the meta like fractal and it turns out that fire cat is holding like a little air cat, and the air cat's holding like a little water cat, and the water cat.
Just progressively.
Stick it under this pot over here, and I'll heat up. Could I have been like making some breakfast or something?
Sure. What did you want to make?
I don't know.
Thicket helps.
I didn't
heat the
have a
water.
heat source until just now. Just like some cut up fresh, vegetables and some dried meats, like on a charcuterie board or
Making
something.
a breakfast charcuterie board, and now you have fire. So, if you'd like to go about breakfast.
I mean, now that we have fire, I could make some flat cakes or something. Pancakes.
I like pancakes, Doug
I
says.
feel like Thicket. I feel like Thicket is kind of like Prometheus.
Granted fire to John.
What does that mean? I
Prometheus.
don't remember the story of Prometheus.
He gave he was the Greek god who gave fire to man, and was punished by
Zeus.
the board, the council of I forget what it's called, the Pantheon.
He was
to
punished by
have
the
his
HR
liver
department.
eaten out every day by a vulture.
He was punished by the literal human resources department, giving them too many resources to the humans. What I'm hearing is you're
I'll make
planning
some
on
pancakes.
cursing Thicket to have his liver eaten every day.
What?
Is that not what happened to Prometheus? I feel like that was what they had.
Oh.
Yeah. He got chained to a stone, and every day a vulture would come and eat his liver.
And then it would
then it would grow back again the next day.
Fun.
Anyway,
Very fun.
Pancakes.
I make some pancakes.
I don't think Thicket has ever had pancakes.
Well, these will be better than the ones I normally make because they won't have soot all over them.
What do pancakes taste like?
Slightly sweet bread.
Ooh.
Do you have proficiency in cook's utensils?
Cook's utensils.
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay.
You want me
No
to
one
roll?
in this party knows how to cook.
You want me to roll for
make
for
a
something?
wisdom check with half proficiency. Just roll a perception check. That stands in for the right number.
Okay.
Does he get advantage because I'm helping with fire?
You have no idea how cooking works. Your cat.
I'm providing materials.
I mean, they're not half bad. They're better than the ones
They're
I made.
slightly above average.
Yeah.
They're better than the ones I used to make. Alrighty. So I'll make those.
Why did the ones you used to make have soot on them? Doug says.
Well, I used to own a forge, so everything had soot on it,
Do you know how to make weapons?
more or less.
That's cool. What kind of weapons do you make?
I made this rapier I have.
That's cool. Did you put your name on it?
I did not.
Well, then how will people know it's yours? Or that you made it?
Well, I don't have to brag. It doesn't matter who made it as long as it's useful, right?
Are you ashamed of its quality?
No. It's just the last one I made before I sold my forge.
Where'd you have your forge?
In what was that city? DM, help me out. I can't remember.
Coral.
Coral, yeah.
What's it like in Coral?
It's
We haven't been there, have we?
You
humid.
have not been there. It is humid. That's accurate. Wait,
It's humid.
No.
It rains a lot.
I'm sorry. Was the forge before or after
No.
your deployment?
After.
Then yes, it was Coral.
Well,
I
the
think
one
it
I owned was after.
Yeah, the one you owned was after. That'd be Coral.
It was humid. It rained a lot.
True.
But otherwise, a nice town.
It sounds like you have some interesting stories that you could tell us in the days and weeks ahead. Before I start, I want to thank you for not simply abandoning me as I lay dying.
Of course not.
Well, you say of course not, but not everyone would. It could have meant your end as well. So, because you never know how a fight's going to turn out.
Well, then we would have
Till-
died as brothers in arms. And I'm okay with that.
And you also did a good job. I saw like a little bit out of the corner of my eye. It looks like you helped to fell a few of the lesser bandits with a well-placed area spell. So you did do some good things, and I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, and Thicket spoke well of your intentions. But having said that, I need to seriously ask you about your strategy, your tactics. To start, why did you dimension door blind?
My strategy was mostly getting to a higher vantage point. I guess I didn't put a whole lot of thought into who was in that room.
Okay.
I guess
Go ahead.
I guess I have to preface this with I've never done much fighting with magic.
Okay.
Given all the fighting I've done in my history was before I knew how to use magic.
All right.
So fighting with magic is slightly of a new thing.
Forgive me for putting you on the spot. So you're not a wizard and you're not a bard. Are you a sorcerer?
I am a bard. I attended the Bardic College in Coral.
But they didn't teach you about proper spell mechanics. Did they not have good instructors about how and when and to use spells and things?
They did. I guess the heat of the moment kind of throws book learning out of the window when you haven't really practiced under the heat of the moment.
Okay.
So, I mean, in the future, I'm sure I mean, this is a lesson I'll remember for sure. And in the future, I'm sure I will improve in magical strategy.
Okay.
Given I'm new to strategy with magic.
Okay. Then that kind of answers some more of it. If your ally is standing in a building, even if you're able to not include that ally in the spell itself, if you include that ally in the effects of what happens because of that spell, it's still like including your ally in that spell.
I have to apologize for that one. I did not intend to pull the building down with that spell. I did not realize that it would compromise the structure of the building.
Okay, that kind of explains the first one, but then it happened again. You shot him out the side. I mean, it was clever in its own way, but with us being in there, not as much. You know, because I mean, it was dangerous enough when you did it when it was me, but then you did it again when it was both of us.
Again, my only excuse is it was the heat of the moment, and I was, we were fighting for our lives at that moment, and I was doing the first thing that I could think of.
Okay, I want to challenge you to think of this. If you're in a fight, if it ever has to get to a fight, if you can't avoid it, you are immediately at the very first moment fighting for your life.
True. Also, I was fighting more especially for you because you were in much worse condition than me. So it was panic-driven as well as duty-driven almost to, keep you from taking a fatal blow.
Okay. Again, I really want to reemphasize how much I appreciate your loyalty. That showed a lot about your character. But just again, if you would have pushed him out the building, but then the building collapsed on us, and let's say a beam of wood pierced through my heart and lungs, then you would have been the cause of what you were trying to prevent. So,
and trust me, I would have felt horrible had that happened. Thankfully, it did not.
Yes, thankfully you didn't feel horrible. Well, the last thing to say is when you defeated that group that I saw. Now, maybe you said it and I didn't hear it, but you didn't say, "Hey, can I get some help? Garon's really going through it in there. Please come help me bail him out. I've tried to bail you out. Come, let's go." Is there any reason why you blew them up and then you left? And you came back to help me. Now, you didn't come back to help me, so thank you. And maybe I didn't hear it and you did say something, but I'm very convinced that you did not, that you just...
Are you talking about when I left the tower?
Yeah, so you left the tower, you left me, you went to go help them, right? I said, go help the friends, and you did, and that was great. And then you came back, and I did not hear, "Hey, can you help me with Garon? Garon's getting the business handed to him." And now, again, maybe you did say something, maybe you said, "Please help, everybody come." But I did not hear anything like that. And instead, you just came back, and I was like, well, at least he's back.
I think at the time they were dealing with some other people, and I guess at the moment I believe that we were capable of handling him ourselves.
Thicket was currently on fire.
Thicket was dealing with his own thing.
Thicket, you were on fire.
I was.
And then Thicket came to the rescue eventually, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thicket,
I woke up to Thicket being there. I mean,
yeah, Thicket joined us after a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Thicket arrived. I went down. I woke up and Thicket is there. So, here's the thing: I can count on that from Thicket.
You did see the bear before you went down.
Right. But basically, effectively, like you showed up and then I dropped. So it's like, again, okay. Effectively, it seems to me that Thicket was just being Thicket. Thicket saw that maybe saw the building, or maybe was wondering where Garon was, or whatever, and came of his own volition, as I trusted him to do. And again, I do trust your loyalty, and that goes a long way. But and Gambit brought this up as well, that we could all use better communication. For example, I could say, "Hey, I'm really having a hard time in here. If someone can please come help." Again, it does give away some of your strategy and tactics to the enemy, and that could mean like, oh, then they want to try to press and so forth. So there's some give and take with some of that. So communication is a good thing all the way around. I really would like to maybe over the next several days we sit down while we're eating and we kind of go over some tactics, and maybe I give you for example, what would you do in this situation, and then you kind of reveal what you would think to be the best solution, and then maybe if it sounds plausible and great, but we've really had two solid good fights together, and both times I was worried about your strategy. I
think that's not a bad idea. I would love to improve my strategy. Again, it's something I'm working on. I'm strategy on the battlefield with hand weapons, and strategy on with magical abilities are completely different areas of expertise. So I would very much appreciate your help and knowledge in that area.
All right, well, we'll give that a shot. Please try not to blow up buildings with people that you are trying to protect or inside of.
Will do.
All right, thank you for this.
Won't happen again.
For this pancake breakfast.
Of course.
Karan just goes and takes Jackie for a walk.
Sorry, I almost killed you. Here's pancakes.
Right.
So what's magic school like?
It was a lot of work for a 45-year-old.
You're 45?
I am, right?
No one has to know, baby girl.
Yes, you're 45. Technically,
Well, then
would have
a
been
lot of
closer
work
to
for a
40.
40-year-old. Yeah. I couldn't remember if I was 45 or 50. I can't. I don't see it in my bio anywhere.
So, like, are you having a midlife crisis right now? Is that why you're here?
You might call it that.
I never went to magic school.
You just get it honestly.
Yeah, I just woke up and I could do magic. And I had a body.
Okay. You might have to
Ticket never went
expound
to
on
any
that.
school, that's true.
You might have to expound on that line in later.
You could ask questions.
What do you mean you woke up and you had a body?
I woke up and I had a body. I didn't have one before.
That was helpful.
What held your consciousness before a body?
I don't know, the forest?
Oh boy. Were you conscious and like an actor in society before you had a body?
I don't really remember.
So you were born.
I don't know.
Okay.
I woke up, I had magic and a body, and the moon told me that my name was Thicket.
Oh. How old are you?
How old is Thicket?
Functionally.
How long have we been journeying? We'll say Thicket's maybe like physically a year old, but he looks like in his 20s.
Well, he looks like
As much as the cat looks like
he
he's in his
looks like an
20s.
adult cat. Like
Yes.
hard to tell. Cat between the age of like 1 and 15. It's hard to tell the age of a cat, just from looking at him. But in terms of actual age, it's been like 7-8 months, maybe.
I
I
see.
think it has
So,
the opposite energy of my
I
girlfriend
woke
turned
up
into the
about
moon.
like 8 months ago. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure what to do with that
I'm actually
information.
going to specify that.
What does the tea
Thicket-
taste like?
Thicket would not necessarily be aware, but you gained consciousness on the 22nd of December 4/16.
Was that like 8 months ago?
It would have been About like close to 5. Well, let me check.
We'll say Thicket woke up a few months ago.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily be aware that it'd be about 5 months ago.
I'll pour
It was
Thicket
about a few months ago.
I'll pour Thicket some tea.
What does the tea taste like?
I don't know.
DM.
Well,
Whatever tea it was.
Depends on which tea he gave you. If he gave you the standard black tea, it would taste like a general cup of black tea. If he gave you the rose one, it would have a very floral scent to it. It would have very little tannins at all things considered. Because the rose isn't a mixture of rose and other tea, it is purely just like dried rose petals. So you'd have a very floral taste if that was what he gave you. If you mix them
What's
up,
that one?
I'll just do the floral tea then. Yeah. The rose tea, whatever.
I think I've had rose tea once. That's the best that I can remember from it. But yeah, of the 2 main types, those are what it's going to be. This is Maury testing me, Micah. Maury more or less taught me about
What is your
tea.
food knowledge?
Maury more or less taught me about tea like 8 years ago or whatever it was.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway. On that note, as you make the tea and eat your breakfast, it is 8:56. I think we're going to go ahead and take our 10-minute break here. And when we come back, it sounds like the party's going to make their way back to Vane. Unless I'm wrong.
Back to the street where we began.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to make money last night at the tavern, but I did make a lot of money last night here at the camp. So
I chose the 22nd of December specifically because that's when the winter solstice takes place. And that actually has
nice.
some narrative
Or the 21st.
reasons. There's some narrative
It's
reasons.
the 21st or the 22nd.
It's true, I've decided it's going to be the 22nd in this case. Where's the summer solstice? That's the... Yeah, summer solstice... Is that the 20th or the... It is the 20th is the summer equinox. Equinox? That should be summer solstice. That's not equinox. Solstice. I wrote the wrong thing in my note here. Solstice. There you go. Summer solstice, the 20th of June this year. The 21st is when the Hain Institute Solstice celebration will be. And then there's other stuff happening that week because the cosmic events are a pretty big thing in this world. And could you believe it that the game called Lunar Archon and features the moon on its emblem has those specific events being important? Can you believe it? Wow.
Can you believe it?
It's been nice. Today's been tiring, but I've been able to just listen to y'all and enjoy, and literally just sat down on my floor with my headphones on for a minute there. Thanks for that.
hooray, my near-death
Now we
experience.
get to grill you
giving.
about tea.
I think it is learning about tea and pancakes. Garon's near-death experience for, what is that, your 4th, maybe? Definitely, you've had at least 2, counting this one and the first one.
Yeah, I think that it is number 4.
I think you've gone down twice, but never as seriously as this moment.
Right, and I'm including the situations with the magic and the storm.
Yes,
So.
that'd be the first time you had a near-death experience.
Yeah, so it's faux.
It's part of life now. It's basically a weekend experience. No, it's not. I mean, to be fair, they've all happened over the course of less than a year.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, it's like it's a minimum quarterly experience. Minimum.
True. Let's see. The storm happened sometime in November, or was it January? I think it was January. It might have been January.
Yeah, it was
you've
January.
Been
Yeah.
going on 5 months now.
Yeah, so
Wow,
so actually,
so a couple
it's
of the
almost
party members' stuff has happened relatively recently.
yeah, it's almost one per month.
Well, Gambit, how long did you spend in prison before you got out?
Since he was a little baby.
He was not in prison since he was a baby.
He was like 7 or 8. So
Was it? I don't even know if it was
like
that early. I thought it was
8
like preteen
years.
age.
Oh, it was like he was like I think we said like 10.
It's
So, like-
less than a decade, but it was a while.
Yeah,
Enough that he still knows
He
kind of
spent-
stuff that was happening, but it's, you know.
yeah. He spent most of his conscious years in.
And he still has a vague memory of why he was put there and how it wasn't him.
Yeah, that was a light bulb memory.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna get a drink. Be right back
There you go,
from.
So we got breakfast. What's next, gang? We go back?
Still in break time, but that's probably wrong.
Oh.
I haven't taken any of the. Well, to be fair, it's only been a couple of sessions that you've had that new thing in your notes tab that you haven't necessarily had to interact with yet.
Oh yeah.
You're welcome
What?
to whenever you'd like. Oh, just a thing Gambit has.
Okay.
It'll come
Sure.
up. It will definitely come up.
I'm sure it will.
The intricate brass lamp.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Depending on what else you'll choose to do today, I may be able to throw some other well, not necessarily foreshadowing, but also some foreshadowing. I mean, I've already done that like 3 times today, but yeah.
Back and ready. Just gonna stay on mute until we're all together. I will say that went a lot better than expected. I remember having a similar conversation with Thicket once. He's like, "Nah, man, no, that was my bad. That was my bad." It's like, as Garon's like, "All right, well, I can't really be mad at him then, but I really can't be
He's
around
like,
him
he's
right
really
now."
owning up to it. Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, okay, all right. I will get over this, but I gotta go walk Jackie.
It's like I have a dog. Bye. I realized I wrote down a thing that I don't know if that was wrong or different from what I was thinking of, but it is what it is now, so I'm not even going to worry about it.
Well, that's incredibly vague and useless. Thanks, man.
Yeah, that was kind of intent me saying that, actually.
Well, success.
You also saw
You know, if it works out.
Hmm?
Sorry, I was gonna say, if this works out right timing wise, you can cliffhanger before the Friday event of my very important performance and the whole let's go on a heist.
Yeah,
And it'd be interrupted by your planned trivia night.
that's true.
It might work out that way. It might.
Trivia night's going to be fun, which I need to start working on that. And, that month may be a very busy one for me, so God willing, I'll be able to still run games for most of the month, but I'm at next month I have overlapping semesters, which thankfully only total out to like 5, 5 classes, but they're 5 very hard. Well, 3 very hard classes. So it might be a bit difficult, but we'll see. But we'll all be good. And I'll be
How long until you're CPA certified or whatever?
So I'll finish my degree, God willing, on the end of July. And then I have to find out whether or not I have to pass a couple more classes. I may have to do 2 or 3 more classes that I didn't think I had to take, but I may have to take that I only found out about relatively recently. And then I get the fun part of taking 4 big, hard accounting tests over the course of... I think I can take it over the course of 2 years. And I can retake them as I need to. But it's 4 big accounting tests, in addition to having the 150 credits I'll have. And I may have to finish a certain amount of upper-level accounting ones that maybe what I need to go back and do. So, you know, it would be middle of next year when I get full certification if I go fast. But honestly, even if I just end up with a solid accounting degree and working, I'll be happy. I think it'd be nice to have the CPA too for the, you know, like in-work bonus it provides of giving you a little bit more of a head start, allows you to do certain things that you can't if you don't have a CPA. But I may have to start, well, I'll probably have to start working and then try and get the company I work for to pay for me to take the extra classes and the CPA. That'd be preferable. Which is not uncommon, apparently. That's good. But end of school will be end of July. I also just realized we're closing in on the in-world a day. It's in real life, it's March 13th, and in-game, it's May 24th.
It's pretty neat. We'll
probably catch up come June.
Yeah, well, there's also like the travel time like makes it different, but it's when we spend time in towns and stuff, that's when the difference happens.
It really does. That's when you might go 2 or 3 real life months and go a week in game. Whereas other times, because of travel time, like technically y'all could have just like passed 4 or 5 days of just we're gonna wait till Friday and then do stuff.
Yeah, but that's not us, thankfully.
Yeah.
I like that everybody in this group likes to actually interact with the world around it and do stuff.
Me too. Oakley dokily, it is about time. Do we have everyone back? We have Chris, Jocelyn, Okie doke, Maury.
Here.
Sam.
Present.
Yeah.
Alright, Jocelyn is here. Good to know. Alright, doodly doo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just from the time y'all spent with breakfast and talk and everything, move ahead the time to, we'll say like 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Get back into the gameplay side of things. Alright, it is Garand would be able to take Jackie out for a walk. She will definitely shake herself dry at the most inconvenient time.
The most convenient time.
Most convenient for her.
When everyone's walking out the door.
Exactly. What would the party like to do? We've got an empty fort with some dead bodies.
I mean, do we tell the authorities that we took care of them, or?
We will when we get back to town. But do we have some kind of top or something that we can arrange for the cart that we can make it so that we can relatively sit in there? I mean, there's plenty of wood, so we can definitely hold the top up. But is there anything that's like? I know there's a couple of tents that I've seen around here, but is that feasible? Was that something we could do?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check to try to find things of good enough quality to cover the cart, even if temporarily.
Anybody want to assist?
Sure, yeah, why not?
All right, then I'll roll the advantage a second
Do
time.
you
Might be good.
have proficiency in investigation, John?
No.
You probably have a hard time giving any more benefit to Garan than he currently has.
Okay.
It's fine. I didn't even click
It's
advantage
true.
the first time.
You did roll 16 for the first one, so you are good.
Yeah.
With a +9. But that is one thing that I was thinking about with the trying to streamline or at least simplify the aiding rules. Chris and I discussed that the simplest plan will probably be you can only give them advantage. Well, you can only aid someone in general if you have proficiency in the thing they're working on. The first person gives them advantage, and then every person after that rolls a d20, and if they get high enough, they get to add an extra d4 to the roll. That way, as long as it's reasonable, like you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen, otherwise it'll become difficult. But at least for the first few people, there is a definite benefit to having that aid there. But yeah, with that investigation, you'll be able to find a few of the different tents and different materials are made of proper tanned leathers that are fairly water resistant, or at least enough that you'd be able to temporarily like tie some taut over the wagon and keep it dry for the course of your travel.
All right. John, you've worked with like weapons or whatever before. You think you can help me arrange this?
Yeah.
And Thicket, I know you're super smart with this sort of stuff, so I should probably just help you. Effectively, a survival, maybe? I don't know, is my guess. That's up to you, though.
To try and tie it on?
Yeah, to create this, like, this little pseudo-tent, you know, where it's like you got, like, the sticks holding it up, like the planks of wood or whatever.
Yeah, it'd probably be survival.
Okay, so here's my to try to assist.
Jackie will give emotional support.
Emotional support assist. So I don't think that'll be any pluses, because I'm pretty sure that there's other people that have survival training. So my plus is not high, so otherwise it'll just
Who
be an
is
advantage.
leading the check?
I have +8 to survival.
Right. I figured you would make the check.
Okay. So
but...
you would Garand would be no help, though he's
right.
trying. Thicket, is anyone else proficient in survival and would like to aid?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought John was. My fault. That was why I had asked John in the first place.
I don't know. Is John?
Cedar was.
I am not proficient in survival.
Oh, Cedar was. Okay.
Doug is.
Doug is? Okay.
Doug's
well,
gonna help out.
then Doug can be the helper. It'd be nice. He'll be like, oh, I got to participate even not being there. I'm so great.
Both Doug and John have proficiency in vehicles, so they'd kind of be familiar with trying to tie down stuff for vehicles and stuff like this in particular. So yeah, Thicket, make a survival check with advantage.
Of course, when I roll it in the box, it's a 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but it is good. Well, the roll's not great. The roll is very average. Thicket's very good at this stuff. Despite having questionable opposable thumbs, because we haven't truly established that, you do successfully, with the help of Doug, pull down a rather taut set for the wagon that you actually have a crossbeam over the center that's lifted up, so it gives a triangular tent-like shape that allows the water to roll off the sides of it. The person on the front isn't going to be as protected, so whoever's driving will not be as protected, but everyone who's in the hole on the inside would be just fine.
So, Garan, what's magic school like?
All right. Well, when the elves teach you, even it doesn't matter if you're a human or a half elf or what, they teach you like you're an elf. So that's the first thing to know. So what that means is everything is slow. When I was first learning my cantrips, you might spend all day using Mage Hand to simply move a piece of paper on a desk, like left or right, and you might spend an entire day doing that, and then the next day would be like up or down, and so you might spend a month on one cantrip over and over and over again all day long, and then you would go to another cantrip for another month, and then the next month you might do both of those cantrips for that third month, and so then it was very slow. But they taught strategy, they taught usefulness once you were quite proficient in your spells, and so that theory kind of lasted, I guess, as I've grown, traveling with you all. It's I have to say it's actually very beneficial to learn from an elf. I did not enjoy it at the time, and I gave my teachers the worst time, I think. But
Sounds like it takes a really long time.
if you learn from an elf, it does. I know that other schools have their own like methodologies and so forth, and some are very like, oh, it's practical. You just go do it, and then that's it. And not knowing John's background, that's part of why I asked what I asked. It wasn't to offend him or to undermine him, but sorcerers really, it just happens. It just comes out of them. So that is kind of what it seemed like.
Am I a sorcerer?
Well, no, druids are similar. Druids are similar to sorcerers in that way. You just kind of tap into the primal forces of nature, and you find the things that you're connected with, and like as you grow in wisdom and knowledge and strength and stuff, you tend to just kind of find the things that you most connect with. So it's a little different. There's like overlap, the different schools of magic. There's a lot of. We could have a whole day of conversation about this, or several days if you like. But I will simply say that it was while traveling with all of you that I realized how fortunate I was to learn under the elves. Because until there was a moment, I think it was when we were actually fighting Lacervine, the Lamia, where we got Jackie. There was a moment where I realized that, okay, the reason why they were so methodical and so patient and whatnot is so that you don't make as many mistakes. So, yeah, I recommend it. If you ever want to pursue it, I recommend it. But I do recommend learning from the elves. They're quite capable. But John, would you be willing to share with me the list of spells that you have learned and studied and practiced, and maybe I can kind of help you from there?
Possibly. So I've got the basic cantrips, mending, minor illusion, vicious mockery. That one's fun. Disguise self, speak with animals, thunderwave, knock. Haven't had a chance to use that one yet, but it sounds handy. Shatter, warding wind, speak with the dead. Also haven't used that one yet. Don't run across too many dead bodies in my day-to-day. Stinking cloud, tiny hut, and dimension door.
All right, you have some very useful options. Just I want to kind of point out, maybe this will help you to try to kind of re-kickstart your perspective. But you said, oh, I don't run into many dead bodies. Just so you know, in the last 24 hours, you have come across about 20 dead bodies that you could have spoken with.
True.
So, because
But if the dead body is an adversary, they're not likely to give me anything useful.
Well, maybe your spell works differently, but typically that spell kind of compels them to answer. They have to answer truthfully, but they don't have to give the answer that you're looking for, if that makes sense. So, if you ask the right question, speak with dead becomes very, very fortuitous. So, for example, had I known whether or not you had any extra spells before camping last night, I might have said, "Why don't you go ask the boss? You speak with dead. Say, what is the most powerful item that you have in your camp what is the most expensive item, something along that way. And then maybe someone was hiding something. Maybe he had something. Maybe it was like, maybe he had a magic ring and for whatever reason it was protected or whatever. There's plenty of ways to use that. And so we can definitely think about that in the future whenever we come across a situation where we have that kind of time to kind of invest that.
I have detect magic.
Yeah, I don't know who just put that in the chat, but yeah, if they're hostile, they have no compulsion to tell the truth.
True. They don't have any reason. They don't have to tell you the truth.
Okay.
They'll think of an answer.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be the truth.
Okay.
So I didn't think we'd get anything useful from all these guys, given that they didn't like us.
You might be confusing it a little bit with divination.
Yes. That one, I believe, does guarantee a truthful answer the first time.
Okay.
In a given day.
I will say there are a lot of spells that have various changes over the different generations and editions. So if I make a mistake, please do not hesitate to correct me.
True. Plus, I mean, it's Garon's knowledge of a spell he doesn't currently have. So, what he's heard about it could be wrong.
Right. There's also that possibility.
For an in-world explanation.
Sure. No, totally reasonable. Okay. Well, so maybe not in that case. But it's hard to say whether or not someone who's already dead is necessarily hostile. It's probable though. It's a good guess. You're probably right. You're probably right. So totally fine. But you never know. Maybe sometimes you can even ask them a question first, like, "Is there anything that you'd want me to do to honor you?" And then maybe that turns them friendly for a moment. Again, that's the thing about how you want to look at this sort of thing, is you don't want to just assume there's only one way to do something. And like you said, you haven't really done this in a more consistent way, through battle and through, adventuring and so forth. So we can look at this. All right. So what I would like, when we get back, and we're not covered in rain, we're back at the inn, sometime this evening, be willing to please write down your list for me, and I will try to research them to my, as we're able. I mean, we have the library and so forth, and then maybe I can help kind of bridge whatever gaps between my experience and yours, so that we can be more methodical about how we approach this sort of stuff. Because you're fantastic, absolutely brilliant, when it came to removing that group of bandits, and you also were really good about not including me in the immediate casting of the area spells, but they do affect the environment, as you've seen. So like when Anavo caught the forest on fire, I have to try to remember that he doesn't think about things the way that I do. So if I'm not as clear, then that becomes my responsibility. So thankfully, Thicket was there to help us to quench that fire so that it didn't spread. But if Thicket was not present or was unconscious for some reason or whatever, that could have been much more detrimental. So, that's something that I need to work on. But yeah, it sounds like, based on your spell list that you shared, I think that your best bet is actually sticking closer to Doug, and kind of being his his cohort. Vicious mockery to cause whatever's attacking him to not hit him as often, and then you keep an eye out with other spells. You can buff with some healing. I would recommend that maybe we work on you learning some of the healing spells that are available to us as bards, because again, we'll talk about it. We'll look at your spell list and so forth, and don't make any decision you don't want to make. Please don't let me force you into something. But it's more with the idea that the way that our party works, the way that we all kind of balance each other out, the way that we all have different strengths and so forth. It sounds like your best bet is being closer to the center of the action, and not like out and away and helping out. Like Gambit and I are better at being like out and away and helping. And I think you would be better suited to be closer to like Doug or Thicket.
Should I write down all my spells too?
If you think it would be of use to you, if you think I might be able to offer any assistance, I feel like you've done a fantastic job.
Well, you're just talking so much about strategy and wanting to know like different spells that other people can use. You never really asked about mine.
If I hope this does not come out wrong, but I think it's because you've shown yourself to be quite sufficiently capable within the context of battle, to use them well. But I can, if you would like, I would be more than honored to look at what you have and what you feel connections with, and see if I might be able to offer any assistance. I'm not opposed to that.
List.
So, right, druids typically they can just prepare whatever spell they want. So,
I know a lot of spells.
right, yeah, it's just whatever you feel like. I know, but yeah, well.
Anyways, horse mode.
It's like at some point, Thicket has to just be like, wait a second, I have to pull the cart. Well, I was about to say, like, at that point, it's like Thicket looks to the front of the cart, realizes that it's not moving. Right.
They can't walk and talk.
You just find out that John has speak with animals, so he could be translating.
That's true.
I also have to speak with animals, but
True,
that
but I
doesn't
don't
help
think
here.
I don't think it works.
It doesn't
the
work in
other way.
reverse.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not a speak with humans, unfortunately.
And you can't cast it on anybody else, right? It's self only.
I think it's... I don't know. Is it touch or is it self?
Let me.
Speak with animals. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate.
Yeah,
For
it's
10
self.
minutes.
It's only you.
Yeah, so
You want to do the other things, you have to get a larger spell like tongues or something at a higher level.
yeah. So but John would like, I mean, I think it could have been a horse, and then could like be like looking back while trying to walk, and like it's starting to snort, and then John's like, maybe even then, it's like, is this a good time to use the spell?
All right. As you begin to...
Well, anyways, make it my turn.
So that he can horse around.
Shapeshift.
Nay.
Magical girl transformation.
Horse. Nay. I love the hair on that horse. It's better hair than I have. Do. Bonk. Alright, is there anything else, like, y'all would like... Is there anything y'all would like to do as you try to find your way back to town?
Not get lost.
Well, that's an interesting thing to do. They could roll a survival check into the tower.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. Maybe
That's
Thicket has
also,
to.
John, are you trying to help out with the survival part as well, and like point out to Horse Thicket if Horse Thicket starts to go the wrong way, or are you just kind of letting Horse Thicket run the show?
I mean, I can try to help out, given that Thicket and I were the only ones that saw how
That's fair.
we
Make
got
a
to where
survival
we
check.
got.
I should have had you roll it into the tower. That's okay.
Sorry.
Fortunately for you, you did well, and Thicket did way better than you did by a long shot. Thicket rolled high and also has a high bonus. You rolled a 17. Good for you. Yeah, no need to sugarcoat. Thicket is certain about the way back. You don't need the tracks or anything. Of course, there aren't any as it is raining, but you are able to get back over the course of the next few hours. It is around noon, a little bit after, that you would finally be able to see the town in the distance. You see little bits of smoke from chimneys, not like the town's burning or anything. No need to stress about that. I need to check one thing. Okie dokie. Yeah, you have an uneventful trip back. As you eventually ride up to the town, the guards recognize you from when you left the day before. I thought you were leaving town, and points to the others. Just sit. Are y'all like in the hole, or are y'all just sitting in the back?
I mean, they could have been in,
Nay.
right? Like,
They all could be in
they
the
could have been in
hole.
the hole.
I thought you were
Yeah,
leaving town.
It's covered.
Made a whole big deal out of it.
It was kind of a ruse, you know. We destroyed that bandit camp back there.
Oh,
So, I mean, that was kind of the point of the ruse, was to trick
well,
them.
I guess you should.
It worked out.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. All
Yeah, I
right.
heard there are bodies.
Where's that voice coming from?
Nay.
Can Garon try to make an insight check when the guard says thank you?
Yeah, make an insight check.
So bad at these. Here, for your funsies.
I don't know. It seems a bit off. Who said that? You have someone hiding in the back
Wait.
of this cart.
Hold on.
Wait. They're talking again.
Wait, hold on. Did we? Hey, huddle break. Huddle.
Where are we huddling? You're in a portable hole.
Okay.
For
Huddle,
the record, is
hey,
this
wait,
Jocelyn or Gambit?
This is Gambit.
What is going on? As he is going to like peek in the back.
The cart wasn't big enough for all of us.
He looks in the cart. He looks underneath the cart. He looks in the cart. I'll never understand you, mages.
Wait,
Garon's just waving up.
wait,
Hey, don't.
huddle.
No.
Hey, wait, no, Garon. I failed to tell us something.
He heard you, so he already sees us. So
Yeah, but well, okay.
He's
Wait,
looking down at you.
just- hold on. I give it Garon's
Okay.
up the hole and whispers in Garon's ear. Oh, I forgot to mention that the big dude, the powerful dude, is connected with the bandits. So maybe we shouldn't go around saying that we killed the bandits or.
Garon looks at her, or looks at him like he's just like facepalm. He's Sokka in the Secret Tunnel episode.
Or he'll put us on our list and it'll be harder to invade his house.
He whispers back, like with that angry whisper. You need to tell us this sort of thing, Gambit.
Sorry, I forgot. Wait, I think Gambit did mention it, but we both forgot, so it doesn't matter. Sorry, my bad.
Anyway, I don't really care about your business. You should let the librarian know. I guess I'll tell the boys.
In
Granted,
fact,
maybe Joel
pardon me, but
tell
we're
the
not
boys.
really going to. Pardon me, we're not gonna necessarily take your word for it for a couple of weeks. You wouldn't be the
Okay,
first
so
adventurers
don't-
to come in and just say you've done something.
oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely wait before you. Why even tell the boys, right? Just we're probably lying, so just.
Yeah, we're
Well,
definitely
that's
Really
lying.
confused look.
I'm trying to persuade or deceive him, one or the other you choose, or performance or whatever you think. But I'm trying to convince him that this is nonsense. Just whatever.
Make a
let it go.
persuasion check.
April Fools
Persuasion.
roll with
Okay.
advantage. Can he roll with advantage? Because Gambit's also doing the thing.
Do you have
He's like,
proficiency in
haha, April
persuasion?
Fools, prank.
Do you have proficiency in persuasion?
I believe I have expertise in persuasion.
Then he can definitely make it with advantage. I will double check your skills real quick.
Oops, hold on. Well, I mean that's fine, but
Yes, you do have expertise in persuasion. Oh.
Oh my gosh! Look at that.
Okay.
Dude.
I was definitely meant to do that.
Sure. All right. I guess.
Yeah, just have a good day. Sorry for interrupting your day.
Do you happen to be bringing in any abnormal substances? Mushrooms you found in the woods?
Bodies.
What is this? Border checkpoint?
He's asking if we're sane of mind.
Yes, yes, he is.
No. We ate all of our mushrooms out there.
That's even better response than I thought you were gonna give.
Okay. Just be careful and don't take any wooden nickels.
That's great advice. Also, look both ways before crossing the alley.
He's gonna wave y'all in, looking unbelievably confused and only mildly concerned.
All right, that's fine. It's a success overall. All right, I'm gonna kind of like holler up a little bit to John. Hey, John, please don't tell anyone anymore about what we did. All right, just you came back. You realized that the trip was too harrowing. You came back.
You can say you got beat up by some displacer beasts.
Yeah, because that's true.
That bit was true, yeah.
So where are you going within town?
Why are we not telling people that we did this?
No, it's
Well,
not that we're not telling
because-
people. We're not telling certain people. There's a couple that we will tell. Don't worry, but we'll let. There's plots. There's things going on. Okay, so you just please take our word for it. Okay, please.
All right.
The bad guy who might have been one of the powerful, influential people in this city was probably organizing the bandits. So we don't want them to know.
Fair enough. Word
We
spreads
don't want to
quickly.
be put on their hit list.
Would have been nice to know that before we enter town.
Yeah, but I think we cleared that up. So we're just gonna tell the Lord Lady Librarian.
Thicket has never been happier to be a horse in this moment.
Nay. Nays dramatically.
Oh my
What,
gosh.
Ron, what was your role for the persuasion?
Oh, you can't see it. My total was 27. I got 19 and 19.
Give me a sec.
He is thoroughly convinced y'all are mildly high.
Ooh, rip. Okay, that was just to see if I was showing if I could see rolls. I thought he
Okay.
glitched out for a second.
Okay.
It definitely did disconnect you for a minute, but Garant rolled since you reconnected,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
All right. So Gambit is the stealthiest one. So I think Gambit is the one that needs to get us out. So I think Gambit should be the one to fold us in there for the next 5 minutes while he zips back to the tavern or whatever.
The tavern or the Lord Librarian?
We can go there. That's fine. We can just go there. It's probably on the way, right? I think.
I don't want to take dead bodies to the tavern.
Do I mark off a spell slot for air bubble?
Did you use it?
Well, I didn't know
Okay.
that we were doing the portable hole thing
You
when we were
definitely
traveling.
haven't used it.
We didn't establish we were doing portable hole before I turned into a horse.
Definitely haven't used it then.
So,
Gambit could do that. It's we would have enough for what? What did you say? There was an hour worth of air or something. So
There is
between
10 minutes of air.
10 minutes.
I
Oh,
mean-
so it'd have to be 2 minutes. So it'd have to be really fast. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
like
matter.
as players, we didn't discuss if we were doing portable hole, but if we as characters were all in agreement, yeah, we're doing portable hole. Then
I mean, I don't know that was decided.
No, I mean we didn't talk about
Yeah,
it beforehand. But basically, I mean,
What?
We could be talking about it now.
Because we could have
Why-
just like been like, yeah, we're gonna travel back the exact same way that we did when we went. So in that case, it would have made sense.
Why
use
are we trying to
air bubble.
having to sneak? No, because we could just say, "Hey, we're back," and
We're still trying to sell the con. I mean, if Gambit's actually asking, go on and say, I mean, it's still a con. We still don't want anyone to know that you know, if the idea is that we're only going to tell the Lord Lady Librarian and your little your friend, then I mean, realistically speaking, it could just be that we just stayed in our rooms all day.
But do you think people would care?
The right person will
Like,
care.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
So, but I mean, okay, if you're worried about finding somewhere quick enough for us, then just wait for Thicket to not be a horse anymore.
Okay. We can just find a place to sell the wagon, and then for Thicket to quietly transform, and then we can wrap y'all all up, and we'll run to the Lord Librarian, right?
Yeah.
Then,
We have to return the cart. The cart was rental.
yeah, let's return the cart.
Was it?
I thought, or did you
I
actually
thought I
just buy
bought
it? You buy it? Okay.
I'm pretty sure I bought it just to sell it.
Okay.
Like,
All
to
right.
sell the lie.
Okay. All right. Well, we can. I mean, we can ask if they'll buy it back. At cost. Say that you found another. You're gonna come back and you've rejoined the group and you're gonna stay with them, and go where they go and use our cart because we have our own cart already.
Alrighty.
What happened to our cart?
It's in here. It's in the town, isn't it?
I don't know.
You sold your
We didn't
previous.
have a.
Y'all had a
We've been
wagon.
traveling with the merchant.
Y'all
Yeah, I was
had
gonna
a
say
wagon.
we
okay,
didn't have a
okay.
cart.
There was a
Okay.
wagon that you had a while back.
Okay.
That you
One of our
Both
got.
of our donkeys
died.
died.
You got a cart free of cost from the Lord of Kenite. That's name is slipping my mind. Y'all took it around to various places. You sold it at Shear, as well
Okay.
as the mule. Well, the living mule, because the other one died, if I remember correctly. Y'all sold the
Alright.
living mule,
Alright.
and then y'all went with the merchants to where you are. You have
Okay.
a separate cart now.
Okay.
It's different from the first cart.
Okay. I guess then do what you like with it, I suppose. Sell it back to him, whatever.
Ultrathel.
Yeah.
That was Lord
Is
Keenan.
somebody gonna take the tent that's actually in the cart? 'Cause it's like 20 pounds, and I can't carry it.
Sure, I can carry that. It's fine.
Why is everything so heavy?
Also, I just noticed I'm still over encumbered.
Yeah, you got a lot of cash on you.
All that cash and plus some heavy things that I should probably just sell because I'm probably not going to use them.
Up to you. You can also transfer stuff to Thicket's things.
Portable hole.
Portable.
Does the portable hole not have like weight?
Nope.
Yeah. Does not have weight. I can
Yeah,
even
it's
leave
ball-
it on your sheet if you'd like and put it in a category called portable hole or something.
That works.
What are you putting in the portable hole? I assume the hunting trap.
Yes, the hunting trap for sure.
Anything else that you want to,
I
just type portable hole beside it and then mark it as not carried. And it'll take the weight off you. So what exactly is the plan to get the people out of the portable hole that now has a bear trap in it? It's not armed, but there is a bear trap.
All right. Well, then. All right. So, John, I guess you have to take the cart to get it
So
ready to have it stored if
do,
you want to keep it.
do I mark off a spell slot for air bubble?
I don't think you used it. So no.
I think just hold on because we have to figure this out.
Y'all didn't have that conversation
Well, then
beforehand.
how do we even get in the portable hole?
Oh, the portable hole's been open. Remember?
Well,
As
the
long
portable
as
hole is
the...
not
Oh.
closed.
Yeah,
Right,
it's been
okay,
open
never
inside of
mind.
the thing. It hasn't been closed the whole time we've been coming back.
Okay.
It was when y'all got back and realized
That's what I was so confused about. I was like, how are we in the portable hole, but I haven't used air bubble?
That's
This
fair.
makes no
The
sense.
question of how are they still alive 5 hours into not having air is a good one, but unfortunately they're not into 5 hours into not having air. So.
Okay. Thank you. Continue.
Bonita, let's go to go sell the cart.
Okay.
So,
Nay.
for the record, you're trying to sell the cart before you get the people out of the cart.
Oh well, let's drop people off.
No,
Where do you guys want to get dropped off?
No, it works
Or does
out.
it
Listen.
matter?
No, listen. Okay, so you go, you park the cart, right, and then Thicket, when no one's looking, can turn back into Cat Thicket, and then can cast the air bubble spell, and Gambit can secret us away, or even Thicket could really, and then you just meet us back at the Lady Librarians, and you're selling the empty cart. By the time they come out and you get them to come out and look at the cart, we're already gone. Make sense?
Run that back one more time.
All right. So
Sorry.
you pull up to where you would sell the cart to, right?
Uh-huh.
While you go in to say, "Hey, I'd like to sell my cart back. I'm going to go with the merchants after all. I think it was too much of a danger. I should have known better. Will you please take the cart back? At a discounted price, whatever makes sense to you. Obviously, it's only been a day, but if possible, and then while you're inside trying to get them to come out and look at the cart, make sure they still want to buy it, they still want to keep it, whatever, then Thicket leaves horse form, goes as cat, and air bubbles us, and then can just grab it and go. And then you meet us back at the Lady Librarians.
Isn't he going to be suspicious if my horse just walks off without me?
Only if you pull up to where he could see it. For all he knows, you already stored your horse somewhere. You understand?
So I have to drag this cart over.
No. The horse and everything, you all go, we're all there. All of us together are right there, like outside of this place of business. But outside of line of sight, maybe down an alleyway or something. And then, while you're inside getting ready to bring him out so you can look at it and still want to buy it back, hopefully, Thicket's already gotten out of horse form, has cast the air bubble spell, folds up the portable hole, and then carries us over to the Lady Librarians and lets us go there. And it turns out that's where we were the whole time.
Okay. Why can't we just drop you off before we go return the cart?
I mean, you can do that too, but I mean, I guess either way, the horse problem still matters. So it's whatever. I guess you could ride Thicket horse away from the cart. I guess that works too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
All right.
I mean, let's just simplify things. We can drop you
Okay.
guys off somewhere.
The as far as the air bubble situation, then it comes down to you need to within 30 seconds get inside the door, and just place us there on the floor, and I think that we're safe in the Lady Librarians. So you have a very limited window of time to do it.
How much air do they have if portable hole
Roughly
is closed?
3 minutes and 20 seconds.
So they could just like hop in the hole and Gambit could just sneak in.
Pretty much. That's the plan that he's talking about. But there are 3 of you that would be in the hole, not including Gambit, so it'd be roughly 3 minutes and 20 seconds. For Gambit to close the hole.
I mean, that sounds like a plan to me.
Then let's do that.
And technically, he would have roughly 4 minutes and 20 seconds, because it takes about a minute for you guys to suffocate.
Let's
Well,
just
I don't wanna
let's
get to
just
the point
bring it down to
where-
the last second. Make them suffer.
You know what? It's been a day since I almost died. Might as well do it now.
Drop
Might
you
as
to
well try
0.
again.
I'm pretty sure that if you suffocate, it does drop you to 0 hit points and you die. So, So
run fast, Gambit.
you have 3 minutes.
Well,
You have roughly 4 minutes before they die.
Well, action dash, bonus action dash, boom. You've just
Yeah.
Well, the
you've just
concern
won
is
the
less for
world land
actual
speed record.
movement time. The more concern is more for doing it stealthily.
Right.
So where are you letting Gambit out?
Probably and fast. Fast.
Where are you letting Gambit out?
We can just let Gambit out by an alley or something.
Go in an alley nearby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. Yeah.
Gambit will look for the opportunity and just kind of like, all right, guys, and then like whoosh, gather up the portable hole, and then hop out and sneak.
And Thicket's really good at spotting stuff, so Thicket could actually stomp like, and and then that's the signal to go.
Yeah.
What signal am I looking for?
Like you're
No,
a horse
you're the
that doesn't
one
want to go.
signal.
You're Philippe. You're Philippe, and you don't want to go down the dark path.
Gambit, I
That's
would
your
like
motivation.
you to stealth and then to dexterity
Okay.
check.
I'm gonna bardically inspire before.
You've got this, Gambit.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you
How do
bardic?
I use?
I think you can choose for
Yeah.
bardic inspiration. So would you like to bardically inspire the stealth or the dex?
Let's
see. Hold on, give me a second.
I guess is that the dex to grab us? What?
The
I'm
dex
sorry.
is to get you into the building before you suffocate.
Oh, then I guess it would be that. Yeah.
Bardically inspired the deck.
Okay, make the stealth check into the tower. I'm really feeling tower today, you know?
I am, for that one, I am going to use a hero point, though.
Okay, doke.
So, well, we're just going to leave it like that.
I know you know both ways to use the hero points, so whichever way you'd like to do.
So, well, maybe I did wrong.
And you did roll a 1. Put the 1 into the modifier window.
And I give you this for the other.
For the other one, you will have a 6 maximum bonus.
1.
That's to run and keep us up
on. Don't be good. Oh, not
Okay,
great.
doke. And now make sure you roll it into the tower. I'd like you to roll the dex check with the extra 6.
Okay. Plus,
You know how to roll things into the
Dex.
tower?
yes, I believe so, but watch me eat my own word. So that was stealth. This is gonna be dex.
Correct.
That's a save.
Yeah, needs to be a
dang.
check. Get to the check one by rolling the one on the
Where's
left
the check?
side. The abilities.
What?
You do that one.
I can't see my modifier. Oh wait, there's the modifier.
Should be able to see your modifier. I don't know what you're looking at.
Wait, can I not see it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do. Start doing that more often.
Yeah, it's more fun when even y'all don't know. So. Gambit.
Yeah.
As you are in the alleyway, a couple 100 feet, there's the open, grassy middle area that doesn't have any people out and about. The shops that are nearby are still open, but there aren't the open carts on account of it raining. Around the basically central park of the city, and you see your goal, the library. As you take the portable hole, you close it, you sneak out of the back of the car, you nod to John, and you begin to run. You run along the water, you're along the concrete in the water, you're feeling pretty good about it, and as you get up toward the library, you slip. I need you to make a dex save.
Wait, do I have evasion?
No.
No evasion.
For one, evasion wouldn't matter here anyway, because evasion does not give you advantage.
It'd be danger sense if you were a barbarian. That would be your best chance.
Danger sense if you were a barbarian is what would be helpful here.
Where do I roll this one?
You can roll this one into the chat if you'd like.
I prefer that.
Oh, that's good. You do not hit your head and have to make a con save to go unconscious. Instead, you do manage to catch yourself as you fall onto the stairs in front of the library. Takes you a moment to get your feet back under you, making a little bit of a scene, but fortunately there aren't many people out in the rain today. You stagger inside. I have to grab her name. Where is it? I know I put the name here. I thought I put the name here. Where is her name? Where's...
Jane Doe.
No, it started with an M. It was the halfling girl. What was her name? Marley, that was it. Marley, the halfling girl. You see the halfling necromantress. As you stagger in the door, she looks at you. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. He grabs a towel
Is there a
from
study
next...
room?
He tosses a towel toward you. Dry off.
Is there a study room I can borrow real fast?
Not while you're soaked.
Okay, give it, dries off really, really, really fast.
Make
And
another dexterity check.
No.
No.
This one can be public. As we're sitting out about a minute and a half. It's taken a while. You're not quite sure how long they have left at this point.
Okay, give it, whatever. I don't have time for this. Actually, very urgent. Give me a study room right now. This is very urgent. Where can I go?
Make
You have 10 seconds.
an
1,
intimidation
2,
check.
3.
Gron's in there with Doug and Jackie's like, this is taking longer than I thought.
Is everything okay, Gambit? I mean, if something's wrong, we can get you somewhere.
No, everything's fine as long as you get me a somewhere somewhat private
Come over here.
for just
As she
a
will,
minute.
concerned
Okay.
looking, because she does know you. Concerned looking brings you over to the side to where there is a small study room that she takes you into. As Garand, the air's
Okay.
getting real thin.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. He pushes her out, shuts the door, and opens the hole.
There's a breath of fresh air as Garand, in your arms. Jackie had begun to close her eyes and go quiet.
Aww.
As the hole opens. And a few moments later, her eyes flutter open and she regains consciousness.
Aww. Who's a good girl? Oh.
Okay, maybe a bad idea to bring a dog into a library. Rethinking life decisions. But it'll be fine.
As you see partially soaked Gambit, towel hanging over one shoulder, leaning over the edge.
Everybody good?
Yeah, everything turned out okay. It took a little bit longer than I expected.
Yeah, I had some mishaps. He's covered in mud.
Oh my. Well. Alright, well. That's alright.
You climb out of the hole.
You did it. Good job. Good job. I'm going to he puts Jackie out so that she's fine, and then help, he assuming Doug probably just climbs himself out because he's probably strong enough to do that. He'll wait for Doug to help him.
Yeah.
And then once he gets out, he said, all right, I'll be back shortly. I have something I need to do real quick. And he folds up
Also have something that I need to do.
Okay.
Do what?
Well, one of us needs to wait here for them to get back. So I guess I can if yours is. If you are thinking that yours
Oh.
is incredibly pressing.
No, it's not pressing. It's just something I want to do.
All right. Well,
Hey,
then
Ticket,
if
can
you
I
don't
see your
mind waiting here.
statue?
You look over and
What's that?
Ticket is not with you.
Oh, that's right. Dang it.
So, Doug can keep you company, or Doug can come with me, whichever he prefers.
I
But
can wait here. Right.
all right. And Gron folds up the thing, and then he's gonna head over to the armorer.
Okie doke, you're taking the portable hole with you?
Yep.
Okie doke. As you exit, you see Marley standing by the door, concerned. Wait, how did you... What happened?
No, don't you know we've been here for the last 24
You
hours?
definitely haven't. I
He
would know. I check every room on my shift.
Is this a deception or a persuasion or a performance? I'm trying to effectively. I'm trying to hint, just go with this kind of thing.
Persuasion.
All right.
Uh-huh. What's in it for me?
My undying gratitude and affection. Do you not remember? I don't know. I mean, it's not like you're going to get in trouble. I mean, surely we can talk to the lady librarian about it if we really need to.
Trying to threaten me, Garand?
If you feel like that's a threat, I apologize. I'm trying to convince you that this is beneficial for everyone. Do you think that I would do anything untowards either you or your lady or even this town?
No, but I'm terribly curious.
I'll tell you what then. I will fill you in if you come to the show tonight.
I do want something.
All right, what?
I need a skull for a project I'm working on. And, you know...
Oh,
it-
boy, do
really
we
go,
have
I can't
skulls
really go
for
I
you?
can't really go out of my way asking for skulls. On account of being a necromancer, people get kind of a bad idea. So, get me one.
I mean, no. I mean, your spells are icky and horrible, but I mean, you're fine. So whatever.
Ow, alright.
So is there a certain kind of skull that you're looking
Nope.
for?
Preferably
any skull will do.
humanoid, but I can do with animal.
Human. Okay. Because I was gonna say, I mean, I could find you a rat skull real easy.
Humanoid is better, animal is acceptable.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye now. Have fun.
No problem. It might take a day or
You were
two.
here studying
but-
all day.
All right.
I'm not worried. She seems rather confident of herself.
Fine. All right. Well, he just rolls his eyes and heads over to the armorer.
Wait, can we leave now, or do we have to stay here?
Well, Gron left, but Gron said that one of us should stay here for them. But if you make Doug be the one to stay,
that's right.
then they're coming back to technically
Okay, no, that's fine.
a DM and PC. Which is why Gron
Yeah,
said, well, if yours is more pressing, he'll wait. But
Yeah, no, Gambit has to, what he wants to do, Ticket has. So he
Okay.
has to wait for Ticket to come.
Okay.
Anyway, so it worked out.
Okay.
So, you're waiting for the others then, while Garon goes about his mysterious business? Alright, others then.
Probably reading.
Ticket and John.
Well, we're going back to the now that the crisis is over, we're going back to the cart salesman dude.
You arrive at the cart salesman dude. Who is currently inside the stable, sitting in a nice rocking chair, smoking something out of a pipe.
Hey,
Hey.
so I ended up getting alternative transport with some merchants I met.
Okay.
Any way you can take this back? I mean, if you have to take off some,
Man,
you
I
know,
could take it back, sure.
I mean, if you have to take a little bit off just because of wear and tear, that's totally fine. But
Oh, you're not just giving it back?
I mean, I'd like to not lose all the money I spent on it.
Yeah, fair. I'll give you 12.
How much did I pay for it?
Oh, what?
15.
I guess that's fair.
80% price. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's he could try to extort you for a lot more. He's just like, nah, whatever. But no,
I could try to extort him for a lot more,
it's
to be
true,
honest.
you could. He could also just say, no, keep the card, I got my money.
Nope, that's fine. I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. Do you need me to
what
edit
was
your
it,
GP,
12?
or do you got it?
I got it.
Yeah, negative 12. He will stand up and come look at the cart. Do keeping the horse too, or can I buy that off you?
No, I think I gotta keep that one.
Alright. He will help you unhook the cart from the horse. And why do you have all these? He looks at some of the boxes and barrels. Empty containers.
I don't need those either. You can have those.
He looks at some of them which aren't even in good condition. Why do you have them?
I mean,
You know what? I don't care. He will pull the cart in.
alrighty. Come on, Bonita. Let's go.
I forgot. Ticket's alter ego, Bonita.
Bonita. Thicket, where are you going to transform?
Wherever I am led to.
Where are you going to lead Thicket to transform?
Let's go to a dark alley because that just seems convenient.
Alright, you're able to transform rather easily in a dark alley. Make a stealth check, both of you.
Oh, I'm actually not horrible at those. In the tower or no?
Nah.
You didn't watch the video I sent? Stealth checks where the players don't know the results?
That's
Are
true.
those-
Those are fun, but I would feel like I needed it this time. Y'all didn't notice anything. And Garand. You're going back to the armorer. What's his name? Fabian.
Fabian.
Yes, Fabian Landream. The Ironclad Sword. What are you going to the Ironclad Sword? As you do come up, you find in the rain he is still working. There is the clang of metal as you walk up. It appears what he is working on is rather boring compared to the, well, actually, technically last time he came up, he was working on a kitchen knife, so it's about just as boring as he is making nails.
That's all right. I mean, that seems to be like his thing in this town. Like
90% of blacksmith work, if I'll be honest with you. Medieval blacksmiths,
Oh, okay.
they made horseshoes and nails, and sometimes other stuff. But 90% of what sold was horseshoes and nails.
Horseshoes are consumables, and you need nails to build everything.
Yep,
so
that's why it's a highly, that's what makes the money. I mean, not everybody can afford a great sword.
hey, highly skilled blacksmiths can make a nail in like less than a minute. So
Yeah. He's making nails.
Oh, that's awesome. Hello, sir. Good to see you again.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'll wait. I'm sorry.
Hey, Ron.
Yes. I had mentioned to you possibly before about leather work.
Yeah.
Do you still feel like you are capable with that?
I can tan a hide. I mean, I'm not the most efficient, but I can do it.
Do you feel like there's anyone in town who would be better than you that I should go to instead, and I would just give you a finder's fee?
Well, there's my brother. He's pretty great. Points across the street.
Talented family.
Yeah. We're pretty good at what we do.
All right. Well, would it be acceptable if I said that you sent me over?
I mean, I don't know if that'd get you any discounts, but yeah.
No, not for that purpose, but just because sometimes, siblings can have rivalries. So,
Sure. Go for it.
all right. All right. Sorry to interrupt your day. Here's gold. Appreciate you.
His eye widens at the gold. All right. Have a good one.
I appreciate your business, by the way. You are fantastic, and you are quite skilled, and I'm glad that we've gotten to know each other.
Glad I can help out. Thanks for the compliment.
Yeah, don't forget Friday. Friday, make sure that you come to the
Right, yeah, the
all right.
performance over at the Goose.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
All right, thank you. What's your brother's name, please?
Oh, Adrian.
Adrian?
Yeah,
Or Phaedrian?
Adrian.
Okay. All right, thank you. So then he'll go across the street.
Walking across the street, you would find a fairly well cleaned, nice, at least nice overall front part of this store. But around the back, you can smell the tanning solution. That is a fairly strong smell. That is not the most pleasant, but it is what you need to do. As you go around, you see carefully kept away from the rain are various hides drying out in the air. You don't immediately see anyone, not on the outside at least.
I'll look for a bell to ring or something loud that I could clang or knock on. If I don't see anything, then let me know.
Yeah, you'd be able to look around and you'd be able to find one relatively easily.
Okay, so yeah, I'll ring it or knock or whatever it is.
Ding, ding, ding. Yep. Yeah, gotcha. As stepping out from inside is a... not scrawny, but when you compare him to his brother, this guy's pretty normal sized. You see what seems to be a fully human man, fairly strong calluses and arms, but on the smaller side. He has this longer dark hair that that hangs around him. He's wearing a coat at this point. Doesn't seem to be dressed like he was working immediately, but he was around. He steps out. He's actually a bit shorter than you by 8-10 inches. What can I do for you?
Hello, are you Adrian?
That's me.
All right. I hope this is not out of order, but your brother Fabian, fantastic smith, really like his work. He actually recommended you as a better leather worker. I have a piece that I would like to discuss with you, if you have a moment.
Okay. What you need?
All right. So,
as he gives a approving nod when he mentioned that his brother referenced him.
Okay. Very unceremoniously, as if like Garon this makes perfect sense to him, and this isn't weird at all. He just sets it down on the floor and starts opening up the portable hole. And he says, all right, so you see that down there? That is displacer beast leather. And I would love for that to be made into armor.
Not leather, it's hide. Hasn't been
hide. Excuse me.
Sorry. Yet. It's not leather. Yeah, I can tan it.
Sorry, I don't know enough about that. I'm so
fine.
sorry. This is why businessmen like you who know their job. And that's always a good thing when I get corrected on something like that. So thank you so much. I'm also trying to schmooze him just like I did his brother.
Understandable. Make a persuasion check. $24. To check something. Okay. Well,
so
let me get that.
Would you?
As he will reach down and pull the rather large skin. It is a big creature that you've skinned.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's huge.
Right.
Things
make a heck
large.
of a rug.
No, not a rug. No, please.
Well, I mean, yeah, you do what you want with it. I'm just saying.
Right. So, I would like to commission you to craft this into some studded leather.
Don't get to. Well, I guess I do get to work with leathers pretty often. Normally for jackets and stuff. I mean, I don't get to work with stuff like this very often. As he's holding it up and looking at the hair. What'd you say this was from again?
What?
A displacer beast.
Sorry, don't mind. That's my daughter.
Right, no, that's fine. No, that's totally all right. Hopefully she's all right and not in a fight with one of her siblings or something.
Oh, I've no doubt she is. Yeah, displacer beast. That's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever worked with one before. I'll definitely have to test a couple of solutions, make sure nothing's bad, but at the same time, nothing I've... What's his closest relation in a non-magical creature?
Probably a panther?
Okay, then I know how to do this. It should come out fine. There's technically a chance it won't, so keep that in mind. It'll probably take a few days at least. Given the size of it, I can dedicate a barrel to the tanning, but at the same time, the thickness of the hide and everything, it might take a few days. And then
No, that's
once
fine.
it's actually done, I'll have to... You have someone I can measure it against.
All right, Gambit is about my size. Gambit, don't listen.
I don't remember. Let's see how tall Gambit is compared to you. I think
This kind of ruins it. This I wish this hadn't happened just now. I wish you would have been like, hey, let me do this. Darn it, I messed up too because I was like, dang it.
I'm gonna need to size it at least a bit. Can you give me at least a general idea?
Dang it. All right.
Hey, it's up to you to tell the lie. I just play the character.
No, it's fine. Okay. I don't know. All right.
There is some studded leather in the portable hole that
Jocelyn.
might potentially be Gambit sized.
So here's the best part. Hey, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Oh, darn. I was really hoping you weren't here for a second. Anyway.
I can leave.
It's too late, I think.
It's too late.
Unless you were happen to be gone about 30 seconds ago.
No. I think I generally get the job, but Gam, like, yeah.
Player character
It's
information,
fine.
you know.
I can leave if y'all still want. It's up to you guys.
Anyway, if you can give me something to measure it against, I can work. Yeah, give me a few days and I can have it prepped. Yeah, I can get the stats. Well, I mean, it'll take a little bit to see how much the effort is. Yeah, I'll give you a quote in a few days. The expected price. I'll have to see what it takes.
Okay. I'm going to hand him 5 gold.
Huh?
Against the balance of whatever it will become.
Huh?
To get it started.
Appreciate it. I'll take care of this. I gotta get to the girls. He points back inside the house.
There's both embroidered vestments and studded leather in the portable hole, which you currently have. You could be like, hey, Gambit, try this on, see if it fits.
I think the studded leather... I don't think that was from Gambit.
It wasn't from Gambit, but you could see if it fits.
No, I think it's okay. Hold on. Hold on.
It'll be fine.
Okay. We'll just stop talking. Let's everybody stop talking and let's just do something else.
There's another reason why it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Alright. As you leave him as he heads back inside to take care of whatever children he's referring to. We're able to eventually go and rejoin the others. One pelt lighter.
All right. Yeah. So I'll be the last one back.
As after a few minutes, Thicket and John, you'd be able to arrive back at the library, finding everyone but Garand presumably looking around at the books. Marley looking a little suspicious of you, but saying nothing.
Gambit, when Gambit meets Thicket, he's gonna ask him for the statue. But before then, he's found like a, what was the infernal?
What do you mean?
The statue,
Ah, the statuette?
the inscription on the statue. Yeah, the little tiny statue,
Yes.
the little miniature. It's an infernal.
I believe. Yes.
I do not have it right now.
You do not?
It's in the
Is
portable.
it in the hole?
Yes.
Dang it! Oh well, I'm just still gonna get up a translation book in Infernal.
Looking for an infernal translation book. Oh, that's a little more complex. You're looking for 2 separate books.
Like a dictionary.
One is, well, that's
Infernal
the thing
to
is,
common.
Infernal is written in a different script than common. Let
So-
me check.
I'm sure it has a romanized.
There's no
It's not
dummy's
on-
guide to Infernal.
It is not romanized on the statue.
Or well, like in the I mean, like there are still Japanese to English or Arabic to English
Sure.
dictionaries, and they're written in completely different
It's
scripts.
worth noting that you are looking at the language of demons.
Yeah.
Let me grab my player's handbook real quick.
Abyssal is demons, infernal is devils.
Like, I'm just saying, this is just a little bit different than translating from English to French.
Well, I'm not even saying English to French. I'm saying like English to Arabic.
Yeah.
Or like cuneiform.
Where is it? Is it in here?
Don't challenge me. My minor is in linguistics.
It is in linguistics. Good for you.
You know, it'd be hilarious though, because if it's abyssal, which is the chaotic evil, like demons, then it'd be funny if like their written language is always changing.
Oh, that'd be horrible, and I'm definitely
that would be
stealing
really-
that. So
that'd be-
that's the case now.
Yeah. have you ever seen Arrival?
I don't think so.
If you haven't, it's a very good movie. It's like psychological thriller, but there is absolutely no action, but you will still be intrigued.
Huh, okay.
There we go. Here's the scripts. It's in its own script. It has its own script for Infernal, which makes sense. I mean, devils are older than a lot of the other races. Make an investigation check to try and find the books you would need for this.
Investigation.
It's also just because those kinds of books exist in our world doesn't necessarily mean someone took the time to make one. D&D land.
Into the
Into the chat.
into the hole.
Into
Okay.
the regular chat.
Not into the
It
woods.
doesn't have to be into the tower. Unless I specify, you usually don't have to roll into the tower. It would take you most of the time to get everything together, especially if you don't ask for help from Marley. But you would be able to, over a few minutes, find the books you need. A couple of different books. One about... And something that you figure out as you go through this is that some of the translations are a bit odd because Well, I guess that's not really a thing. So no, the translation that way wouldn't matter. You find two separate books, one of which is less helpful, one of which is more helpful. You find an older one that is a translation of Infernal into an older version of Common that's harder to read. But eventually you do find a couple of books, one of which gives you direct translations and direct script translations that you can go through, as well as functioning like a dictionary written in Common in the quote-unquote Romanized style. You are able to eventually put together the different pieces you need to translate this. Fortunately, it's not a very long sentence to translate. Where is the thing? Where is the thing? Where is the hole? It's on Thicket.
While he's
So
at it,
bad.
could Gambit find anything about brass lamps?
Brass
Because
lamps.
this one's really important to him.
Well, you need to start
Fancy
making an
brass
investigation check for brass lamps.
Make an investigation check. Oh.
Here's the...
This brass lamp is just too valuable.
I mean,
There's nothing written about
lamps
it in the
are...
book.
You find a thing that's all about the making of lamps, specifically how they're oil lamps that are, and like how to use one, how you light the oil from one, how you fill it with oil, some different methods people have used to make lamps. They can be made out of brass, they can be made out of iron, they can even be made out of clay. Oil lamps that are...
My lamp is just too special. There are no books about it.
I mean, it seems like if you added oil, you could light it like any other lamp, but it doesn't give you any of the information.
No.
But you find the bone statuette. The inscription on the bottom reads, fairly simple, "To our Lord, Corvus Hain."
Is that what it says on the statue?
That's what it says on the statue. On the bottom, it seems to be almost an inscription of a gift of some kind that simply reads, "To our Lord, capital L Lord, Corvus Hain."
So I assume Garand is back now.
Yeah, after the time Garand would return. Presumably
Okay.
while Gambit is still flipping through different infernal script. And was anyone else looking up anything? And by anyone else, I mean Thicket. Were you looking up anything while you waited for Garand?
Is there a dummy's guide to divination?
There are plenty of divination books.
Thicket has yet to cast divination for the first time, and he wants to make sure he asks a good question.
There's nothing like that. That would just be like, hey, here's some things to ask. Here are 101 things to ask on your first divination spell. That doesn't exist.
Then I guess.
But yeah, after a bit,
I guess not.
Garand would come back in with the hole, and Gambit would presumably steal the bone statuette very quickly and go back to his things.
After the inscription is translated, does Gambit share with the class?
I don't know, Gambit, do you share with the class?
Wait, you translated it? Where is it?
To our Lord, Corvus Hain. It is fairly small. It does still take a few minutes because you're trying to like find the different things.
Yeah.
And like the specific definition for the word Lord is specifically the kind of, and this is a fun little Infernal lesson, in the Hells, which very few people have ever been to in this universe. There are, I believe it's 9 layers of Hell. Same as in most D&D campaigns. And the lords of each layer There's a specific word to refer to them, and so whatever level of respect these people had, it was as a devil lord. It's unclear if this Corvus Hain was a devil or not. It appears to be more vampiric, but whoever wrote this certainly respected them beyond a normal level.
Okay. Follow-up question. Are there any books about Corvus Hain?
Yes.
Cool beans.
I believe, actually.
So do you share with the class?
So,
Sure, I'll share with
which
the
one
class.
of you
Hey,
was
this
studying
says Dwarf Lord Corvus Hain. What?
Do I recognize that name?
Roll an intelligence
We
check.
heard it.
So everyone would have heard when Gambit says that it says to our Lord Corvus Hain. John, make an intelligence check. And last session, who was studying necromancy? Was it Doug?
Surprisingly good.
Who was studying necromancy last time? Was it Doug? I think it was
Yeah, I
Doug.
believe so.
Yeah, it was Doug. Thicket was like also there, but he was more interested in vampires.
Well, accurately, that's where this leads you to. So, like it is a whole thing. John, you have no recollection of this name. Garand, you have no recollection of... Yeah, Garand would have no recollection of this name. Thicket. You distinctly remember when you were looking up vampires and their origins. In the different things that we're talking about, the old vampire lords and potential origins. You remember a few different names. Dracul. Strahd, ones of legend, but you distinctly remember the name Corvus Hain. What's more,
Hey guys, I remember that name.
you find that this name, as you go back, you remember where the book was. As you go back and look into the book, you learn a little bit about the history of this guy. This person was a vampire lord named Corvus Hain. Nobody really knows how old he is, or was. Not sure that he is anymore. You just tied a few different fun things together that aren't necessarily important to the plot, but are fun to me. So, Corvus Hain was a vampire lord who kept his peace and control strong enough over his thralls and over every vampire that served him, to the point that he made a deal long before the Kingdom of Vacuo was made. Back before the Schism, when the world was full of magic beyond what it is now, he and his vampires lived in the city of Vacuo. He had control of vampires, supposedly control of vampires all over the world. He was known to be very mob boss-esque, a bit of a tyrant. Would spread his control, would manipulate from the shadows. But it's very clear, everyone knew Corvus Hain, the vampire, who no one knew how old he was, where he was spawned from. He's old, with a capital old. And then, roughly 150 years. Oh, I'm sorry, it would actually be a little less than that. It'd be about 70 years before the Schism. Is that right? No, that's not right. I'm sorry, I got my thing right. It's just after the Schism. He's supposedly older than the Schism. He was around for it. But through the cycling of the different vampires, some of his being killed, after the Schism, around 70 years after the Schism, before the full country of Vacuo had properly come together, he was supposedly killed by a woman named Anastasia, a paladin, But one thing that you notice that's fun, or at least fun to me, is in Vacuo, before he was killed, for quite some time before actually, he founded a school of magic. Specifically necromancy, but has since been expounded upon to encompass all sorts of magic, arcane, divine, and otherwise, that is now known as
No
the Hain
way.
Institute.
No way.
What?
Ha. That's cool. What exactly is the schism?
So, that's something that you would have heard about a few times. I think I've explained once or twice. The schism is functionally... So, what everyone understands about the schism is that the schism was a time when the gods abandoned the world. Or at least that's how people put it. Before then, magic was extremely common. There were lots of clerics. There were actually a few points on the world where the gods had erected shrines where people could come and speak to them directly. Something happened, not sure what, but something happened that caused specifically Aether and Erebus to become so angry with the peoples of the world that they supposedly restrained Aeon and made a deal with I'm forgetting his name. That's the third one, the nature one.
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas. They made a deal with Sylvanas that Sylvanas would hold back, and Aether and Erebus left. As did the dragons, and magic began to dwindle. And so since the 417 years since then, magic has been getting less common, less powerful, and so anything from before the schism is heavily sought after, tends to have a remnant of the power beforehand. But yeah, that's basically the schism. It's when Aether and Erebus became so upset over something that they forced and persuaded the other gods to step away. And so it's much rarer now for anyone to speak to a god at all, let alone a direct audience on a physical place.
So this bone statuette could potentially be like super valuable because it's just insanely old.
Yes. This statuette is probably older than the schism. Shot. I'd also like you to roll another investigation check. If there's something else you
give
might...
it or thicket.
Thicket, specifically. Because there's something else you may find while you look through this information. You do not find it.
Can Gambit give Thicket advantage because he's also looking through?
What are you looking
and
for?
be like, oh, I don't understand this. I don't know. I'm looking for, like, did he have any, who were people that were close to him
What a good question.
that would, like, admire him
Make an investigation
enough
check.
to make a statue about it? Did he have any family members or lovers or...
You find two things. One in a separate thing is a fan fiction about him and Anastasia. So take that as you will. Where's the thing I was looking for?
Is it really bad? Is it, like, really corny?
Oh yeah. It's so
Okay.
odd because actually, as you look through it, it seems very impassioned. It seems like someone really, really cared when they were writing this, but it doesn't
They
seem
didn't have the skills
particularly
for-
well written. What's even weirder is this book seems old. Like 250.
POV, your vampire boyfriend asks
It's
you on a
like
date.
250 years old. It's an old book that you
Wow.
found that is bound, as most of the books in here are bound with magic to keep them well, for the most part. It's an old book. Separate from that, though, I say fan fiction, a story. Doesn't seem to necessarily be grounded in reality. It's got a few odd details. particular details about like the Hain Institute, particular details about like odd random details about stuff and situations, and a inn here and an island there where they went and had a getaway. And then in the actual book that Thicket is reading, you find a list of various spawn that he created, specifically ones that he had given will. As vampires have two main things. One is the ability to create thralls by killing people with their bite. The second is to allow those thralls to either gain free will or to become full vampires. In order to do so, it usually involves the thrall drinking the blood of the vampire that is the master of them. In the list of thralls that belong to Corvus Hain, there is the name Theron Androvich that rings a bell.
This is Bale's father, right?
That is the name of Bale's father.
Okay, nice. So it rings a bell, quite literally.
It rings a bell.
And figuratively.
Yes. So you seem to have found a direct connection between Bale and...
So this is a statue of Bale's grandfather.
Basically.
Nice.
Nice.
And is Garon doing anything as he comes back in and sees them looking at all this, and as everyone is discussing the... Do John and Garon have any takes on this before the end of the night?
Fascinating.
No, I mean, as long as they keep talking about it, then Garon's just interested. He's trying to understand, I guess, and see if anything crops up in anything like he heard, any of his lessons, any songs, any stories, anything.
Oddly enough, you don't remember that many. You do get,
okay.
Make one more intelligence check. And John, you can make one as well.
Can it be a history, or does it have to be?
This is going to be a weird one. Make an intelligence-based performance check, both of you.
Echo!
This is going to be a weird...
How does that work?
In order to change the stat for a check... Okay, yeah. Make an intelligence-based performance check.
Ooh, let's go!
You have the weirdest... it occurred something to you.
Nat 20s.
There was an elf. Who liked all the weird songs, learned all the random folk tales, and they're telling you about this guy and his rather... You remember them telling you about this song that was a guy that he wrote for his girlfriend. And it's just so weird. Because the whole song is talking about their divine love and bringing him back from the edge for his Anastasia.
Okay, I mean, I'll share
so the
that.
fandom has...
I don't know what it means, but there is a song about that, actually. And I'll give it to him. I'll sing it.
It's very corny.
I think
it is unbelievably corny, and oddly enough, matches the writing of the book a lot.
Oh, who's the author of the book?
It doesn't have a name.
Oh, dang it! Anonymous fan fiction. Hey, Ticket. I think we just joined a fandom.
I think we did.
Or maybe we discovered a fandom.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I ship them now too. It's so tragic. They were supposed to be, they were destined for each other, but they were born. It's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet.
Who is that?
I don't know.
On this fun revelation, I think that's where we're going to end the session proper with the recording and everything. We'll probably still hang out here and talk some more. Like I want to point out.
I want to keep this bone statuette forever.
But
Yeah.
for the recording and for
It
YouTube,
is.
that's where we're gonna go ahead and stop for the night. This was a very fun session, a very talkative and not necessarily lore heavy, but a little bit of lore and some talkative fun times that I'm excited for us to continue on next week, or whichever week we come back. So thanks for everyone who came and watched. We appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful time wherever you're going to next, whatever you're doing. And good night, YouTube.
Bye.